We've seen remarkable changes. I mean, changes in the way that the fisheries are managed, obviously the sustainability movement. I mean, when I first got involved in the fisheries, many of these fisheries were derby-style fisheries, and the accountability was not what it is today. With the quota systems in place now on specific fisheries and proper management in place on the salmon fisheries, we've seen a lot of change, and the change has definitely been for the better.
How do we design a fishery so that not only the fish are sustainable, but the fishermen are sustainable too, right? The most difficult thing about me surviving is having to adapt all the time. You look at every year and you say, what can I do different from last year so I can do a little bit better? You have to be very adaptive. You're always looking for opportunities. You're always changing. You're always buying new gear, trying different fisheries. Yeah, and my boys, they love fishing. They love the concept of fishing, and they would do it. But they need to have some kind of security that they can do that with their sons and their grandsons.
Well, some would describe it as a nightmare that we have to go through to ensure that we catch the right amount of fish. There aren't any overages. Every fish has to come on board, where before the fish we weren't targeting would be discarded. Now we can't discard them, so they have to come aboard the boat. So you have to know what you're going to be getting when you put your gear in the water. We've had to redo a lot of the thinking we had before. Now, of course, we have to account for every fish that comes over the side. We didn't have to do that before, so it's a lot more on-deck management.
Parts of our industry that high accountability and high cost of accountability is not spread out through every sector of whether it's recreation right through to the commercial fishery. So, I mean, I have no problem with accountability, but I think we should all be accountable for, to set a level of accountability so everybody is accountable for whatever they take out of the ocean.
I really like the web-based tool that the model that Sobeys has created, where we as a seafood supplier to Sobeys have to input pertinent data into the web-based model, so it allows Sobeys to assess the sustainability of the products we offer to them. In addition to that, our other customers are asking for that same set of traceability. What we've been looking at now is modeling on barcoding our fish that come in, become quite high-tech, where we're barcoding our fish so we can trace the fish right back to the boat it was actually caught on.
We're connecting the consumer to the fisherman, and it brings a sense of pride to the fisherman. The fisherman is able to go on the website and look at his bio. They can actually get reports on how many hits they've had, so he knows that the consumer in Toronto is eating his halibut, and he puts a little bit more care and attention into it to ensure that the quality product coming off that vessel is of the highest quality.
And I think that with the sustainability too, and it goes back to the accountability, I think with this traceability program, that like if I'm catching a fish, I want to make sure that the product is really high, the quality is really high, and that it's going to be important for me and my boys to realize that somebody around the world is buying our fish, and they can look at who we are, where we come from. But that traceability goes back to the high quality. And so I think that it's going to be very important for sustainability all the way through the markets to ensure that that fish is traceable back to me, and that I'm going to ensure that, one, I'm going to fish sustainably, but I'm also going to deliver a high quality product that you can trace back to me.
Because once you start appreciating who put this quality forward, you're going to want more of that product.
There's a lot of eco brands out there that say this is okay, this is middle of the road, this is not so good, and that makes it extremely difficult for a consumer to make a conscious decision of the purchases they make. We need to make it a lot easier for them to understand what is good and what is bad, and just make it very clear for them, and that's through education, and make it very simple for them to make those great choices.